Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and today we're going to be talking about, well, the brand new expansion coming to Helldivers 2, and it's great. It means we got our first season of content because we are going to be going over their planned seasonal content, as there is some information in the data mine files about it. Along with that, it looks like we might be waiting a little bit longer for the Illuminate, and what season will they be coming in? We're going to go over all that information today, but without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. So, Helldivers 2 has taken an interesting route when it comes to seasonal content. As most of you know, we get war bonds, and they do release about once a month, but that wasn't always going to be the case. In fact, Iron Sight's one of the most notable data miners out there, went ahead and let us know that there were certain seasons, in fact one called Seasons of Liberty, and it had different armors and progression systems, as you can see here, which is quite different from the traditional war bond system we had. In fact, there was a post that showed up some images where you could buy some weapons specifically with super credits. There were super sales, there were different armor rarities and recolors. Now obviously this was not the route they decided to go. That being said, Ironsights gave us some pretty interesting information, such as that season 1 was called the Trial War, and that there was up to 3 seasons worth of content that was stored in the game files, meaning that even though they went into war bonds, which now traditionally release at 1 month, a season, which if we look at any other live service game, let's take Apex Legends for example, lasts around 3 months or so, means that there is about 9 months worth of content planned in the file that they have been able to go over. This gets pretty interesting because war bonds were originally meant to be seasonal. They had the first 3 seasons planned, as Ironsight said, and they even have the UI in there. A lot of the stuff for the seasons are still found in the files. It's like they are holding onto it for something, Ironsight says, but overall he's happy they didn't go with the seasons pass, and I gotta be honest, I kind of agree. I think the war bonds are a pretty interesting idea, but with that idea of each season bringing in something new, we are most likely in season 0 of Helldivers right now, which makes a lot of sense because since the game released, we've been going ahead and building up to season 1, which was originally called Trial War and now has been changed to Escalation of Freedom, which is a big massive DLC update basically, with new enemy factions, new enemy types, new planets, and new ways to play the game, with a kick system being added in, a level difficulty increase being added as well, and overall is going to be setting up the future content for this game. Now, since we know that there are 3 seasons planned and this is going to be the first season, and we haven't seen any appearance of the Illuminate in any of the promotional material, it would make me think that season 2 is going to be when the Illuminate arrive. Now, we've seen some cool images right here, like Ironsight showed us the first eye render that he put out the other day, which I think is absolutely fantastic. There's also some weird images of the eye that have Sneeko in front of him. I'm not really sure why. Maybe Sneeko is leading the Illuminate. RubDub actually shared this image showing the Meridia black hole, and there are squids in it with Sneeko, and the only good thing we can glean from this is if Sneeko is somehow involved, well, at least he doesn't know the difference between mags and clips, which should make the fight against the Illuminate pretty easy.
And I'm sorry to be that guy, this is like the grammar police of guns, but he's a fucking imbecile, you absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips, you absolute fucking dummy. The same way that this is also a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips, you look fucking stupid here.
Now, with the fact that the Illuminate are likely going to be one major faction that we see for one of the planned seasons, it makes us wonder what we could see for future enemies after the Illuminate. Well, interestingly enough, Ironsights does let us know that there are rebels actually found in the files, and Jinx was also nice enough to show me a render that they made using Blender with the assets actually found in Helldivers for Super Earth. So it wouldn't surprise me if at some point in the future of this game, we do get a rebel faction brought in. It could be a weather event, or it could be a seasonal event that we get in, and a 4th faction could be the rebels. There was also some talk that players are speculating that they hope to see something like symbiotes, and you never know when you're gonna get a random transmission from the bamboo wizards, which could be a pretty deadly faction if I'm being honest. But overall, there's still a lot of the galaxy map, and we're waiting for just the Illuminate right now, but it's cool to know that they have at least 9 months worth of content that they have been working on, and that they moved from the seasonal pass to the war bond for cosmetics, but the content as in terms of gameplay mechanics are still planned with a set release date. Let me know down below, are you guys excited for this upcoming expansion for Helldivers 2? Do you think it'll be a great change, or are you just really wanting to see the Illuminate and you're holding off for the next season that brings them in? Also, don't forget to check out these videos right here where I cover more news and information on Helldivers 2 to keep you guys informed on everything going on in the galaxy. And as always, thank you for stopping by, and keep spreading democracy.